It's time for our February construction update. Joining me, Brian Jarvis from Compass Project Management. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Welcome back.
Hey, thanks. Now, the word on everybody's mouth is snow these days. So what kind of effect has the snow had on this project?
We've had quite a bit of snow, and basically the snow affects us the way it would any other business. We got to have a contractor come in and clear out the parking lots and the access to the site on those mornings. Snow days are typically a little slower, but overall the snow has not really affected the schedule of the building. Most of the crews are inside. The site work was done for the year already. The only thing that it might affect is a few days in the summertime when we start to want to take down the old school, because obviously the kids will have to go a little bit longer.
Right. So, you know, they were scheduled to start the demolition on the west building like the day after school ends. So that's pushed out 3 days. So you'll have to make it up somehow.
Right. So we'll make that up hopefully on the other end. If not, we're going to try and start a couple pieces of the work earlier in some other locations. And then as soon as the kids are out, we'll take that building down.
Hey, this snow must be a good test for the roof.
It's a very good test for the roof. And just like the other buildings that I mentioned before, we got crews up on the roof clearing off some of the snow on some of the flatter roofs just as a precaution. But again, it's just like any other business. We want to take care of the site and make sure that the building is taken well care of in the conditions.
All right, it's cold outside, it's warm in there, and there's a lot to see, so let's get going.
Let's go.
Okay, Brian, we're on what everyone refers to as Main Street.
That's right.
And they're doing some tiling behind us, and it looks really nice. What's this blue level? Let's talk about the mechanics of this first.
Yeah, this is the main corridor through A building. So most of the school has a vinyl composite tile, the VCT. This is actually porcelain tile, a lot richer in look. It's a nicer product. What you see with the blue is actually an anti-fracture membrane. They roll that out. They'll put a piece of membrane in between, and then they'll roll another layer on top, and that creates a nice uniform surface for them to lay tile on. And then they're actually using a modified thin set that reacts very well when it's on top of a concrete slab. It helps with any movement to avoid the tile from cracking.
Okay, so we're down. We're building down from up to down, so we're down doing floors here, so that's a great sign.
That is. This was actually one of the last pieces to be installed, simply because this is a high traffic area for the crews, and you can see he's working in sections to not block off access to different areas. So when we get to this point, we're getting pretty close to done.
Okay. Well, last time we were in the mechanical room, which we said was the guts of the building. Now let's go to the brain of the building, to the front end.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, we're in the brains, or what will be the brains of the building. It's the server room, and it says MDF, and I have no idea what MDF is, so tell me, Brian.
MDF stands for Main Distribution Frame. So what that is basically the data center, or like you said, the server room. All the electrical or technology systems will come back to this room.
So, I mean, if you're in love with wire, this is the place to be. This is incredible. Like, what? Tell me anything.
Well, this is the room where all the services will come in from the outside. So TV, internet, your fiber, whatever it is, will come in underground, come up into this room. And then all the different systems will come back here and terminate. You'll have the telephone system, you'll have your internet connection, you'll have the access control, the swipe cards for the doors, security systems, and then also the school's IT systems. All their servers and storage will be in this room.
And then this stuff gets connected to the TV studio as well?
That's right. There's a feed that comes in from this room and goes back over to the TV studio, so that the TV studio then can broadcast back out to the town.
Great, great. Okay, well, since we're talking about the TV studio and it's right around the corner, let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Okay, Brian, so we're in the control room and the studio's right next door. And the reason I know that is because I'm looking at a sign now. That's new.
That's right. The signage contractor has been in the building basically the last week, and each room will have its own individual sign, which will tell you the room number or what space it is.
All right, well, this is a great size control room. Obviously, none of the equipment's in it yet, but I think the kids will be very happy with it, as well as NPA.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's walk in. All right, this room looks, again, like the control room, basically done. The carpet's in. They're just waiting for all the equipment.
That's right. They put the carpet in last week. The ceiling's painted out. The entire room's painted black. So basically, this is an empty space waiting for the vendor to come in and fit it out with all the TV studio equipment.
Well, I can't wait to use this, I'll tell you right now. It's so much bigger than the current studio at the high school. I think it's going to be great. They'll be able to set up multiple multiple little areas, so when they're doing their daily news, it'll be a lot easier for them, and they'll be able to film at a lot more locations. So.
Yeah, it's a great space, and it's going to be outfitted with a lot of great equipment. So the TV program's really robust at Norwood, and they're getting a great space to go with it.
All right, let's see what else is new.
Let's go.
All right, two things I've been waiting for, Brian. One of them has arrived, the seats so we can sit down and take a rest while we're doing this. The other is the elevator working. Haven't had that yet, but
It's coming.
hey, we're sitting in the auditorium. We're about a little more than halfway up the stadium seating. It's a beautiful view of the stage.
Great view.
Very comfortable seats. And there's a little spot on each seat to be marked, so we'll know what row and seat number if you're going to have
That's
reserved
right.
seats. So this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really coming together. They have the seats in the upper portion of the auditorium. We have them protected with plastic just to keep some of the dust off. We're waiting for the carpentry crews to finish up down below. Then they'll paint that floor and install the seats down there.
The wood in this building, I mean, this auditorium is just wonderful to look at.
Yeah, this, like the library, really showcases a lot of the detail in the woodwork with the columns and the rails and the different paneling. It's a really luxurious space.
All right, well, Karen doesn't get to sit down, so she's getting angry at us for sitting, so let's keep moving.
Okay.
All right, we're in the gymnasium. Last time we were here, the floor was down, but they were sanding it. So
Right.
now this thing's just about done.
Yeah, they're getting real close. Since last time they finished the sanding, they put a few coats of sealer on, and then after that sealer dries, they come in, they paint all the game lines, which you can see. They actually brought in a muralist to do the logos. Once all that painting's done, they'll seal it again, lock those colors in, and then that floor is basically ready to be played on.
And with the last time we were here, the stands were in boxes in the middle of the floor, so now they're totally laid out there. Is that as far as they come out?
Yeah, that's actually the away side, so that set of bleachers is a little bit shallower than the home side. The bleacher contractor stayed, he's actually from New York, he stayed here till he got it done, and he pulled out this week.
Okay, great. This was the last part of the building to get steel, I think, right?
That's right.
And it's the first one done, really.
Right, and that was part of the plan originally. We talked way back when that they really tried to get those front portions of the building done because they're more complex and then make up the time on these portions.
Sure. Well, this is great. I can't wait to play. Maybe I'll get a basket.
Next time we should be ready to go.
Okay. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us this time. Brian, thanks as always.
Thank you.
And that wraps up our February construction project update.